And you're walking alone because jellicles are angelicals too.
2019 is a musical about cats going on musical adventures and introducing themselves through song. So the things that I like in this are the two songs, Machiavelli and Miss Mistopheles. Machiavelli is a high energy song by Taylor Swift, and it's really good and really catchy. Miss Mistopheles is also catchy. Low energy, but then as it progresses, it gets a little bit more higher and higher energy. It's really, really good. And the backgrounds in this movie are really nice. And the buildings they go into are designed really well. So props to the set designers for designing a good background. It's really, really fantastic. So props to those guys, whoever did it. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, the motion capture. So in my personal opinion, this movie would have been much better if they would have did makeup instead of like CGIing an actor's face over like a CGI like cat body. Makeup would have been much more effective and much more like convincing to show you that yeah, this is really there and this is really actual people doing these like choreography and stuff like that. And that's why it says choreography in this movie that doesn't work because it's all CGI and you know it's not there. So makeup would have been much more effective and more like conveyed like to like actual like dance moves and stuff like that. And there's no story to this movie. It's just one song after another. They don't even take a pause, take a breath, or anything in this movie. Nope. It's just songs throughout the whole thing. So in the beginning of this movie, the generic cat number one goes into Rebel Wilson's place, and she performs a song, and I don't even know what I just saw. All I can tell you is that she unzips like her fur and like has a dancing outfit under it, and there's talking mice and dancing cockroaches in this movie. You swear I was making it up, but I am not. That is in this movie. I don't know what happened to the direction of this movie. And poor Idris Elba and poor Ian McKellen, they got dragged into this movie. Man, are they bad in this movie? The acting is just bad. It's just awful. Man, it is just awful. Everyone needs to fire their agents out of this movie. It's just bad. If this was a student film project, this would have gotten an F. This is like something that was rushed. Like the night before and just, just turn it in the next day. Like how you turn in a paper draft. Next day, not even putting the effort into it. This is that, pretty much. Were there any stand-up performances in this? I would say Jennifer Hudson, and as much as he doesn't belong in this movie, Idris Elba was good in this movie as a disappearing cat who just appeared for 5 minutes. That's about it. That's all the stand-up performances I'm going to say that are in this movie. And that's as nice as I would be. Oh, go see this movie. It has to be experienced to be believed. And I'm going to give this movie rotten cat food out of 10. So, Knives Out is a whodunit by Rian Johnson. Everybody plays their parts well in this movie. My favorite performances are Chris Evans as Ransom Drysdale, Daniel Craig as his son detective, Ana de Armas as Marta Cabrera, Jamie Lee Curtis, Catherine Langford, Christopher Plummer, and also Michael Shannon. They're all good in this movie. And all like the extras and stuff like that. And the kid from It is in this movie. I'm not going to tell you which one, but he's in this movie. And he acts like this like Twitter troll. This alt-right Twitter troll like on Twitter. And Rian Johnson makes fun of like the alt-right side and the left side of like Twitter, how they're both like insane and like they're crazy. I was like, that's a good joke. It's funny. It's hilarious. I like that kind of humor. It's really, really funny. It's hilarious. And there's a twist to this movie. So in the end, they find out who like killed like the father of the whole family. Turns out it was Ransom Drysdale. Yeah. So, when Marta's trying to escape like the whole family because like she got everything in the will. So she goes with Ransom like to a restaurant and stuff like that, and like she's eating like beans, sausage, and stuff like that. Turns out he's trying to make her puke, so she wouldn't have to lie. and like tell the truth about everything. So she ends up telling him the truth about everything that happened, and he tries to help her get away, like, from everything that's happened. But turns out they got all the facts wrong, and it turns out that Ransom did everything, and it turns out she was innocent the whole time. He was trying to frame her for everything, and he was trying to get away scot free. So in the end, when they're trying to check out a lady that he heard like that she got a ransom note from, ransom note. Anywho, they tried checking her status and say, "Oh, she's alive," but then it turned out she was lying, so she puked on ransom and said, "No, she's dead." And they got his confession on recording, and he was arrested and put away forever. And it turns out the whole family was like excommunicated from the house or kicked out of the house because everything belongs to Marta now. And that's the ending. That's where it ends on. No resolution about the family getting the house back. No, it just ends with Marta just standing at the top of the house and the family leaving. That's it. It's done. And turns out the family's all shallow. They want to call Ransom shallow because it's on there for the will, but turns out they all are shallow because all they want is the money and like everything from the will. Nothing. Nothing else. It's all they wanted was a bird reading. That's it. I was like, dang. If anything, they're all shallow characters. But they do stand out as like individual personalities. You know who each of the characters are. And you will remember who the characters are by the end of this movie. You will. That's how you write characters. Take notes, cats. That's how you write characters. From the man who wrote The Last Jedi, knows how to write characters better than you. It's time to step your game up just a little bit, cats. Time to step your game up just a little bit. So I'm glad Knives Out is getting like the praise that it's getting. And I hope it wins some awards at least for like at least characters and like even the sets. Like sets are just fantastic. The house, like when you first walk up to it, it's like, man, that's an actual like creepy like house. I wouldn't want to go there. So the sets are really nice and the backgrounds are really nice also. So I give this movie a 9 out of 10. I recommend you go see it if you like whodunits. If that's not your genre, then that's fine. But you just want to see like a mystery, and this is the only live action version of Clue that you're getting, so I suggest you go and see it. It was a high recommendation.